And Paul Glibbery said, the training ground has been a problem again. Any plans to change the pre-season or long term?
It's difficult this summer, this season, should I say, with the training ground. We had problems with it. It boils down to finances again, doesn't it? It's in a perfect location. The surface isn't great, if I'm being honest with you. We've probably trained half a dozen times in a 2.5 month period. The weather was horrendous. We've looked, but there's just nowhere in the borough. There isn't anywhere. And we've looked too far as well, and we've had real trouble trying to find an area. And it's vitally important for me that we try and get the best surface we have. But we're at May and Baker at the moment, and we have to get on with it, unfortunately. And
Simon Newell said, you and Paul Tisdale are the best dressed managers in League Two, so who is number one, you or Paul?
100% him. He's much more suave and smart than I am. He's probably got more money than me as well, so he can probably shop better than I can. It's a nice thing to say, but I think it's probably him.
And Colin Wheaton said, if you had to put your boots back on and come on as a sub for a Daggers, what position would you play?
I've thought about it. I would play the number 10 in the hole, no defensive responsibilities. I'd be on the corners, free kicks, penalties, and everything else I could take. And I wouldn't do any defending, but I'd do lots of attacking if I could. So yeah, I'd play in the hole. Probably up top with Reece Murphy, I guess.
And Lee Wilson said, at the last fans forum, you said how you'd adopted a more direct approach at home and other sides were sitting deeper, making it more difficult for us. Do you regret this change? As would it not have been more beneficial to the players long term to have learned how to break a side down by sticking to your initial passing principles? I just feel that we changed because it started to getting tougher rather than sticking at it and learning through mistakes.
I don't think I would call saying more direct approach. I do remember clearly saying that it's been tougher because it's been harder to break teams down, but I wouldn't have said a more direct approach. It might have looked like we were being more direct, but I've never changed my principles, and I never would. I want to play the game in a certain way, and I'll think it should be playing a certain way. Ultimately, it's about winning, but my principles won't change. We didn't play as fluent and with the same fluidity that we played at the start. I think a lot of teams sussed us out a little bit, but he's right. We needed to get better, but it wasn't any intention, and it wasn't done purposely to go longer for any reason. We still tried to adopt the same principles.
And Joe O'Flaherty said, will we be seeing any new faces at the club this summer?
Yes, we will. There's one. We will be certainly bringing some new players in. I think it's exciting times. It's inevitable players will come and go. So yeah, we will be.
And Tom Thorne said, now that the football season has finished, does this mean you can focus on your other line of work on the catwalk?
On the catwalk?
Wayne Burnett Fashion Watch.
Oh right, no, I wish. No, I'm. That's not me. I don't know. No, I won't be. No.
And Dave Stringer said, how do you feel about the FA proposals to do away with League Two and have us play Fulham and West Ham reserves?
No, I think it's atrocious, and I'll be fully against it. I don't think it will happen. I'll certainly be lobbying against it because it's not right.
And following on from that, Giving It Legs said, does Greg Dyke-Slate's idea about the Prem Clubs running B teams at League Two conference level make you nervous?
For them to be thinking about it, it makes me nervous. I don't think it will happen. I couldn't dream of it happening. Ruining traditions of many football clubs, and the lifeblood of communities. It's easy for people to say that when they're sitting at the top of the tree, isn't it? And have little regard for others, but I certainly wouldn't want it to happen.
And Thomas Kane Stock said, what chances do our young players on loan have in breaking into the first team next season?
I think it's we send them out because it's part of their development. Everyone will come back who's been out on loan. who we keep will be given an opportunity at the start of pre-season, and if they grab that opportunity and run with it, then they'll have a good a chance as anyone of being in the first team.
And Cameron Adams says, what are the key areas you plan on developing within the squad?
Certainly forwards. We need to bring in, I think, 2 or 3 forwards, maybe a wide man, maybe a defender. But certainly we're looking at the moment to bring forward players in and wide players. They're our priority.
And Elliot Newman said, can you tell us a bit about how you gained your coaching badges?
I gained my initial coaching badges many years ago, and started on that path when I was still playing. Excuse me. And then when I came out of playing, I continued to go on that pathway, and it's just evolved from there. Really, I've just been fortunate, managed to work with some really good people, some very good coach educators, and got my badges and qualifications reasonably early on. But I, as I say, I started when I was still playing, done my level 1, level 2, and then done my level 3 and 4 and so on.